spoke about earlier, the style of techno is not what I'm looking for, but at least in Melbourne, there's something.
100%. What are your goals as an artist then? Where do you see yourself?
I just want to keep making more and more music. I mean, I set myself a goal to really, really push into it and lean into it and try and grow my fan base and my artist name with doing a whole promoting and sending things off to labels, this and that and whatever. And I do that, but every time I sit down in front of the computer, all I tend to do is just start making more music, and it's just like growing. It's a growing list of music that I've got.
Yeah, tell me about this Unknown Function ex Sean Sever collaboration. What happened there?
So I actually sent out a demo to a label, which is the label that we're both kind of working with here, S7, and they sent me a whole heap of contracts, and I was very, very close to signing something for an EP that I've got coming out called The Chase. And I saw Sean Sever's name all over there, and I got all over the label. They tend to promote him quite a bit, and I contacted you, and here we are. I ended up not going with the S7 label because I got an offer from someone else, but I did promise them something, and we've done it. So, and that's I think they're talking about the end of this month, is it? Dropping something?
Yeah, it's actually, I think we're scheduled to have our first release debut somewhere in December. So yeah, recorders will start later this month, and then just before the festive season kicks off and the parties happen, our first release together will be out there. It's going to be fantastic.
I think now's a great time to let listeners hear what we've got planned for release early next year.
Let's go.
To collaborate a couple of times. I've had one successful collaboration, and this one that we've done now together has been great. A few of the other ones have not worked so well. There's a bit of a time lapse in between sending it back and forward, and I think some people aren't as focused as I am. I mean, I'm just, if you send it to me, I've got it open as soon as I can sit down in front of the computer, and I'm working on it.
Sorry about it, man. I want that email. I've got to reply back in a couple of hours, man.
I know, right? I mean, I've got a couple of other ones that I kind of started to try and kick off, and they've just been dragging on now for getting close to a month, and I don't know whether I just give up on them, but they're tracks that have started, right? So they're still half formed Ableton live sets, so I can just go back and then I can do it myself.
Exactly. Look, I think we should actually talk about that. One of the benefits of collaborating with someone is all those ideas that didn't quite make it to the final version.
Yeah.
Those are potential other tracks.
Yeah.
That one could definitely modify, change, learn from.
Yeah.
It's really such a creative process, isn't it?
Yeah. And I know now a lot of my work, I'm kind of, because I've just got so much of it. I've got so many like skeletons sitting there in the files, MIDI files and presets, and I can just kind of drag and drop them, and I'm just like recreating monsters on top of other bits that that worked. I knew this worked. I can change it, and I moved a few things around, and it's a new track. It's like an endless supply of techno.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. Speaking to this, how did you? What sort of tools did you use on your side to collaborate?
So I just use Ableton at the moment. I've got the Push 3 as a controller just to help me along a little bit. I tend to record a little bit of a digitone that I've got, but I tend to use that as part of my live set with the Push 3. So I can just use the Push 3 and the digitone, and that I can play an hour of techno just with that, because the Push 3 standalone is it's not finished yet, but it's pretty good, man.
Okay, that's good to know. But how does that play into the collaboration, though? I mean, collaborating with don't all have the same equipment.
No, well, I mean, because we're using Ableton, I mean, I don't know whether people that haven't collaborated before, Ableton works really, really well when you're working with someone. If you stay within the realms of the pure live Ableton presets and instruments, then you don't get any errors there. As long as you package everything up and you send it over the right way, and you've collected all the files, and you'll open it exactly the same way that I closed it. It's really good. And that's
what
actually
I really enjoyed.
Yeah, and something that I do now, even when I'm working on my own, I tend to just try and not use any plugins. Because I've just got used to it, and it's this really crazy limitation. Like, you use the Ableton operator, 4-operator synth, and I've got FM8. Like, I've got 8 operators to use the native instruments FM8, and I'll just go, nah, I'm just going to use the Ableton one.
That's awesome. So yeah, how do you complement or challenge one another when you're collaborating?
There was one thing that I did notice with working with you. I love my kick drum just to be really, really, maybe too much, too heavy, and taking up too much of the mix. And I noticed that it was like a game of tennis when you'd send it back and you'd kind of pull it back down a bit, and the decay just getting bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller. That was funny, but I think we found like a middle ground at the end there where it was probably exactly in the middle of both. And I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And like, I could have pushed it further, but I'm like, no, I can't do that because you're just going to pull it back the other way.
Yeah, it comes down to, I think we're very different in that regard. You enjoy to get those sounds out, and it's unique, and it's very creative. And I'm technical on the other side. I'm trying to focus on the sonic characteristics and what's going to translate well into a club.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of like mix engineer mentality. I need to force myself to get better at that, because it does slow me down a little bit. Yeah. But in the end, I liked your sound a lot. So yeah, I totally understand what you're referring to. It was fun.
It was, but I see I kind of swing towards a more like really industrial type of sound as well. I dabbled a little bit with noise artist type stuff, Merzbow, like really kind of just that type of heavy industrial sound. And I don't mind if the kick drum just distorts throughout the whole track. Like, I'm all right with that.
Yeah, that's the feeling you're going for.
Yeah.